Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. You turned her against me! Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. You have done that yourself. Da-na-na-na-na-na-na-na. Alright, that's an intro. I'm pretty sure that accurately describes everything that's going to happen in this video. This is a battle against someone who has one of my favorite Twitch names ever. It's against Youhavedonethatyourself, which is a Star Wars reference I highly appreciate, and I'm going to roll with. So here we go. I'm going to lead off with Delphox. It seems like the most weird thing. Alright, Hydreigon. Right, okay. So Smeagol in the front spot. I was like, nah, he ain't Picasso. He ain't going to paint all over me. I'm going to set up a substitute to block him. Make sure that that graffiti is put onto something that will eventually disappear into the dust. And that's what happens. Hydreigon comes in. I'm going to Will-O-Wisp it because I don't really have anything to hit it with. I've got Fire Blast and I've got Psyshock. Obviously, Psyshock is a stupid idea because it's a Hydreigon, it's Dark type, and Fire Blast is resisted. So I thought, let's get residual damage in there, and then I'm going to sub again because of the fact that I was thinking perhaps he's Expert Belt, and maybe in that case he'll have Focus Blast or Earthquake and will predict my switch into Tyranitar to resist the Dark Pulse. But I see that he's going for Dark Pulse again, so I'm guessing he's just going to be Scarf or Specs or some kind of choice item in there. He's certainly spitting those pulses out. He's got those 3 mouths with which he must feed himself, and with which he must vomit out the darkness, which is exactly what he's doing. T-Tar comes in beautifully, takes the hit, can definitely go for some Stealth Rocks, as Hydreigon is going to switch out into something appropriate. Mienshao, that's very appropriate. Look at it, fucking just flapping its I always thought that Mienshao is just one of those kids in school who just has a really oversized like shirt on, and the front of his shirt is just like flat because his hands don't fit out the end. Like his hands are stuck, man. Like it's stuck halfway up the shirt, and the rest of the shirt's just hanging out, just like baggy as hell. He's like the lazy kid. He just doesn't give a fuck. And like the lazy kid, he's just gonna get out of school. He's U-turning away. He doesn't care. Ain't got any investment in this place, and he's gonna go back to Hydreigon. So I go into Gliscor, obvious thing to take Mienshao on, and I can basically set up some. No, I can't set up subs because I don't have any subs with this Gliscor. This is a knockoff one, isn't it? Funny thing about this Gliscor is I fully intended to give it Protect and be that kind of set, but it actually had knockoff, like when it was a Gligar or something, or maybe it was an egg move, I can't remember, but it had knockoff, and I was like, that might be quite cool, so I decided to keep it, and yeah, it worked out. Definitely, obviously, I'm not going to stay in on Hydreigon with Gliscor, am I? I'm not a blind 3-year-old. I'm going to go to T-Tardis, who, though he doesn't take the Draco particularly well, is definitely going to take a second one, but I don't want to do that, and I know he's going to die from the burn, because I think the T-Tar can be good later, as long as it's a decent HP, and taking extra damage is kind of unnecessary, so I'm going to go straight to Mawile, and because I'm part Fairy, hey, what do you know, I managed to not take any damage whatsoever, and I know, obviously, that he's going to die from the burn, so it just gives me a free kill on the Hydreigon, without having to deal with extra Draco Meteors in there, you know what I'm saying? Know what I'm saying? We're on the same page? Alright, good. In comes fucking Picasso again, hoping to fucking whip up a storm with his tail. I'm not going to have any of it, I'll go back to Gliscor because he's definitely going to be sporing, and I have the poison on me, so I'm not going to take anything from that. Problem is, he's going to kind of get up the free Stealth Rocks. I should have really Earthquaked here. Don't know why I went for the knockoff. Didn't make much sense because he's obviously going to have a Sash anyway. Maybe I predicted him to switch. I don't know, but it basically means he gets off a free Sticky Web, which was like, man, that could have been avoided if I'd just gone for the Earthquake, and would have probably taken him out, honestly, because Smeagol's pretty weak defensively, doesn't take hits at all, so managed to take him out on the second one with the proper Earthquake there, and in comes Blastoise. Now, probably going to be the Mega Evolution, that's what I am ascertaining here. It seems like that is the appropriate thing for him to do. In that case, that scenario, with those options available, I believe that the best switch in is, of course, my Vaporeon, because I'm a wet fish. I'm literally, like, if you go to a market, pick up a wet fish, I'm pretty sure that's exactly what Vaporeon feels like. A lot of people kind of thinking maybe you got a bit of mermaid DNA mixed in there with the Vaporeon. It's actually got a ruff. Fucking Vaporeon could be like with Blackadder the Third. You know, in that episode where what's his name? Percy comes in with a ruff. and Blackadder's like, you look like a bird that swallowed a plate. And then he asks Baldric, what do you think of Percy's ruff? And then Baldric says, you look like a bird who swallows a plate. And then Blackadder's all, you know, like, you never really had an imagination, did you, Baldric? And I don't think Baldric really did ever have an imagination. Poor child. Poor Baldric. Anyway, continuing with the relevant speak for the battle, Vaporeon, schooled in Upper Storm. I managed to toxic the Dusclops. That's definitely a good thing. Only negative is I'm going to be taking pain split damage. It's not hugely bad because now that I have the toxic on him and he's behind sub, he's going to be, you know, basically just on a timer. It's a tick-tock clock going around here. It's like the Mario 64 level. You only got a certain amount of time. There's no pause in this clock, though. It's constantly going. It will be in fast forward soon enough, but for the moment, just ticking away. Now, I'm going to go for the Scald on the switch to Blastoise. Do some decent amount of damage. Not obviously anything significant because it's resistant, and I think it has better defense and special offense anyway in this form. Can't quite remember. I'm going to protect to see whether he is going to be going for Aura Sphere or maybe Dragon Pulse. I don't think Dragon Pulse is one that's being run. Maybe Dark Pulse is. I can't remember which ones people run, but Aura Sphere is definitely a certain part of the set, and I know that I can take one at least, so I do manage to tank the hit, get off the Toxic on Blastoise, and Vaporeon with his Percy style, really roughing up a storm here, absolutely poisoning the entire team. It's just a case of time, as I said, ticking that clock away, but obviously, Blastoise doesn't feel comfortable staying in, goes into Gliscor, which I would say is a really rather strange switch. Maybe he knew I was going to protect and therefore just wanted a free opportunity to come in, but in all honesty, Gliscor versus Vaporeon, not the best matchup for him. I also have Ice Beam, so I could easily knock the clock off that block. What is it with clock today? I don't know, it just seems to be rhyming and jiming and jiving. I don't know what's up with my narration today. I'm fucking going crazy, but I like it. I'm enjoying it. So let's continue. Toxic is what he decides to do as a last-ditch effort. I guess he was just fucking sick and tired of Vaporeon. He was like, man, I don't want to deal with this thing anymore. I don't want to. That rough needs to go. Can I just rip it off and like throw it around as a frisbee? Maybe play some catch in the park. That would be fun. Much more fun than sitting against a Vaporeon, which all it does is sit there and wait for you to die slowly to the Toxic. Good. I tell you what, fucking Toxic everywhere in this game. Vaporeon, Dusclops, Blastoise, they're all down with the sickness. Ooh, I must say. I was having a bit of a Skype conversation about down with the sickness earlier today. It was fun. It was good times. I always like when you type lyrics into a Skype chat, and because then, you know, the person who's reading it is like in their head. They're like, oh yeah. When you see ooh without the context of down with the sickness, sometimes you might be wondering like, why the hell? What the hell is that person saying? But once you have the context, it's all there. It comes crystal clear. Regardless, I'm going to go into T-Tar on the Dusclops, knowing that if he wants to Pain Split, he's not going to have too much luck because I am at a low amount of HP and he's not gaining a huge amount back. Also, I'm kind of pseudo-foddering it, honestly, at this point. I know that I can break subs with Crunch. I know he's on a timer, and I just don't want Vaporeon to kind of take extra poison damage, because he's basically stalling me with a sub here. So I'm just going to take the Will-O-Wisp, even though I know it's coming. There's nothing I can really do about it. So take that hit. I know that after the next Crunch, plus Sandstorm, plus Poison, no way he's living. Even just straight up Crunch on the next turn will take him out. So that's what we're going to aim for. Hopefully finish Dusclops off and clear this guy out. I haven't actually seen a Dusk Noir yet in 6th Gen. Someone sort that out, please. I would like to see someone use a Dusk Noir. I actually want to see what it looks like in its 6th Gen model. I could always go to Cerebi, but hey, that just spoils the fun, right? It's like going to Cerebi and checking out all the shinies, because it just spoils. You should like naturally find them, right? No, I don't. Maybe not. Maybe that would take a little bit too long, honestly. But you know what I'm saying. Just ruin the surprise a little bit. Anyway, in comes Mienshao. I'm leaving T-Tar for death fodder. There's no reason for him to stay around. I guess Lazy Kid got unlazy and decided to fucking jump in the air or something. Takes me out, and I'm going to go back to Gliscor, which he cannot deal with at all, so he's going to have to force himself into Blastoise, and I can just Earthquake, it really seems like. I'm not sure if this will kill him. It may take him down to the range where Poison and Sandstorm will, but I get a crit there, which actually does a lot less damage than I was expecting a crit to. I thought a crit would take him out, but I do believe this generation has heralded in a new era of critical hits, whereby they don't do as much damage, I believe. I don't think it's 2 times. I think it's like 1.5 or something. It's something weird with crits going on, man. I can't remember, but anyway, Mienshao comes in. It's his last. He tries his hardest to keep up with the math, but He just miscalculates, man. He forgot to bring the he is the lazy kid after all, and distance is misjudged, angle is misjudged, something's misjudged because he flies right past Gliscor into the opposing wall, after which I smash him with an earthquake and finish the game. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. That was a battle. I hope you enjoyed this one. I enjoyed recording. This is the most fun I've had recording a battle in a long time. I don't know what it is. Narration. I'm in the mood. I'm psyched. I'm down with the sickness, as one could say. And with that, we bring it full circle. I hope that you have had a good time, and I hope that one day that you will do that yourself, as this man has done that himself. So, all right, I'm gonna go. So leave a like if you enjoyed. Leave a comment if you feel it's appropriate. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.